It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you'd put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5,
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
And me, Than.
Bringing your weekly at the moment. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. Double tap of
No.
all things. No, did we not do one last week?
I didn't do one last week.
Oh, shit. We're bringing you your semi-regular double tap of all things, Space Marines and Laserforce. Wow, we good at this, eh? Over 200 episodes in. Over 200. And we
Yep.
running like clockwork.
Over 200 episodes, and you would think we just started yesterday.
Yeah, well, no, if we did start yesterday, my microphone wouldn't have been working. I at least checked that before we went live this week. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, that's how we were. Hey, Edge, what's going on? How are you, bro? Nice to see you. You good?
Yeah, it's aside from fighting a bullshit cough for the last week and a bit, which has just been always fun. That everybody always loves coughing when they're trying to talk during work, and
Yeah. No, we're
coughing
doing
when
a
they're trying to sleep
podcast.
and all. And yeah, coughing when doing a podcast. I have a feeling I'll be making liberal use of the mute button today.
Oh, yeah. Probably
I
a good
know,
thing. You
you
just
were
do this.
Thrilled. I know you're thrilled that I'll be muting myself a bunch to prevent me from being heard, because I know you don't like to listen to me even at the best of times. But that's fine. It's fine.
You talk, all I hear is that beep.
No.
Yeah. Chat, it's very nice to see you guys. I hope you're well. I hope just before we went live, Than goes, after the 200th episode, this one, what did you say? It was natural to have a lull.
So something about after doing episode 200, which being the Hall of Fame episode, this feels like post match drop.
Yeah.
Like the last episode was such a high,
Yeah.
and then this one, I mean, it's gonna be like back to normal in quotes.
I feel hungover.
And,
is how I feel about it. It's
we have
weird.
A hangover happening.
Yeah, which is you've got lozenge for your sore drunk woo girl throat, and I've got a coffee for the hangover. So we're good. I hope Chad, I hope you guys are all good. I hope you enjoyed episode 200 last week.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, dude, I had so much fun. I don't know about you, but I was really proud of that episode. I thought it came out pretty good. I thought, like, obviously the whole community, the whole Laserforce community came out in force for it, which was, well, not the whole community, but you know what I mean. Way more people than normal. That's so awesome. Well, send all our love to your friend, because anytime that happens, that from memory, that had been quite a while, right? That they'd been on that. So I'm stoked for them. Really, really stoked.
Yeah, for sure. That's
down a clown.
That's great news for sure.
Feeling sleepy but down a clown should be our unofficial tagline for the show.
I mean, fuck that being the unofficial tagline. That could just very well just be the tagline.
Yeah. Just check the merch store after this episode. He can hear. Sending out Aroha to you, Two's friend. All of it going to you. But if anyone wants to watch that episode, if you missed it, if you were living under a rock and you missed the show, exclamation YouTube and chat, and you can go check out episode 200. Boom, just like that. It's up. I'm pretty sure I uploaded it. I think I did it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
you did. Like the same night, you actually did. It was very unlike you. You were very on top of it.
Yeah. Normally it's like a backlog of like 3 or 4 episodes. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to upload all those episodes. Whoops.
Yeah, and then it's like whack. They all hit at the
Yeah.
same time. Yeah.
People are like, when did they do these? Oh, a couple of weeks ago. Right on. Pretty sure I did the thing unplugging GND probably. That's the unofficial tagline of the show. Right there. Yeah, but it was cool. And as true to form, true to good hangover form, the tie has come off. I put a tie on for that show.
Yeah, you did.
Man, I look cool.
Also true. Also a fact.
All three of us, we dressed to the 9s. Dressed to the 8s probably. I
mean, really, I think we dressed to the 6s and 7s. Let's call it for what it was.
At a push, we dressed to the 4s. But we were pretty. We had clothes on, so go us. Dressed to the beanies. But yeah, it was a cool show. I had a bunch of fun. Pretty proud of the fact we got to 200. Hopefully we can, I don't know, get to 250. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm still, I'm a little shocked that we're still doing this 200 episodes later, but it's okay. It's not the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's I don't know. I guess I don't know that I necessarily thought that this was going to be a 200 episode 8-year thing that we were going to start when we started it. It's
been a very elaborate practical joke. Got yous. I was gonna bring something up before the show. Excuse me. And I thought I'd leave it on the show, but we're looking at buying this place. We currently rent our place, but we're looking at buying this place, and
That'd be pretty sweet.
that would be sweet. But with this place, comes great response. No, comes we got like 3 garages, which is sweet. And all going to plan, I'm going to convert at least one of those garages into a full studio, and like collectibles place. But basically, if all going to plan, I'm going to turn it into an area where I can like create a whole lot more content in there. Maybe I'll do what Gibbo did and paint like one of his walls green, so I have full on like green screen wall.
Yeah.
I saw this thing that if you have like if you have full kind of area of green screen, you can like do VR streams and completely like insert yourself into the content. So stay tuned for Guy Next Door plays Beat Saber. You can watch me flail about, but
Okay, I mean, so you playing Beat Saber, I'm not that interested in. Like, that sounds terrible, actually. But the fact that you and Dan
Jeez.
look like you're gonna be able to buy this place that you guys have been living in for years
over
now,
10 years,
and,
yeah.
and obviously have some affection for it because you've stayed.
Yeah.
That would just be so fucking cool, bro.
Teach
Like,
Yeah.
So when do we kind of get to find out like if it's officially gonna
That
happen or not?
later.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
still
we're still
later.
kind of in the planning stages, but we went as far as to have an engineer friend of ours come out and have a look at like, hey, what can we do with this place? And he was like, oh, you could do lots with this place. So, it's cool. Like there's stuff we could do, but I bring it up to say that whilst 200 episodes of the Resupply Podcast, pretty proud of. I'm looking forward to having a space where I can do lots more random things on the show, and yeah, like we can play with some stuff, which would be nice. So yeah, watch the space for even more Lego building and I feel you shudder. Even more Lego building and like crafty cats and all sorts of stuff that we're gonna do. I was gonna sell my arcade machine, but I think I might keep it and like actually do some of that shit that we were gonna do. So yeah, some cool stuff coming, man. Cool stuff.
I mean, it's very, very exciting. I hope that everything goes to the plan that you guys are wanting it to. Like, because buying a house is kind of a mission and a chore at the best of times.
Yeah.
And bullshit. That's accurate. Having bought a few of them over the years, even when it goes smoothly, it's still a fucking pain in the ass. So fingers crossed that things go smoothly and you're able to do the thing that you guys want to.
Yeah, I think it'll be sweet. I'm looking forward to doing some of that stuff. It's gonna be awesome. And funny that Frost Ambush says GND crafts a new pizza oven. That's some of the shit that I actually had in mind for down there. so yeah, we'll see.
I'd say I'm shocked by that, but I'm not shocked by that. So
just a quick home from work. The Space Marine is in the kitchen all day. Lucy, have a great day at work. I hope it goes good. I hope it's good. Right, we've got a. I know your thoughts. So yeah, I can't believe you can't commit though. It's a bullshit. We've got a guest in the wings, and we might as well bring him in now. Unless you want to talk about some stuff first, Than. What's on your mind?
I don't know. My day today was, spent mostly at the service department, getting my car worked on, and $1,000 of regular maintenance later. on top of, oh, hey, please bring the car back in like 1,000 miles so we can determine if your engine is drinking oil based on consumption. And if it is, then the fix for that is basically replacing your engine, which may or may not be able to fall under warranty. And if it does, cool. And if it doesn't, then you're fucked. That was basically my day.
Perfect adult bullshit. Frost Hammer, last week he painted and naturally he finished his sets. I love that a lot. Time to get some new ones. And Two had a birthday. Happy birthday. Spent her birthday watching us on stream, and Frost Hammer ruined it. It was great. What a birthday. Let's transition into this. We're gonna bring on our guest. Hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the show, Sgt Tucker. Hey, Tucker.
Hello.
How the hell are you, man? It's nice to see you.
Good.
Good.
Wow.
I just got off of work. I'm still a little tapped out.
He's in it.
It was a long day. So.
That sucks, man. Well, thank you for coming to hang out with us on semi-short notice. Not really short notice.
Kind of short notice.
But we made you rush. Tucker was like, hey, I'm going to be home this time. We were like, that's not going to fly. We've got a show to do, man. Yeah. And he's like, fine, I guess I'll rush.
Yeah. Like I told Than, if I'm very, very fast and I do everything preemptively, I can be out in like 5-10 minutes. It just means I'll have more stuff to do tomorrow, which is whatever. I get Memorial Day off, so.
What's Memorial Day? Is that like stateswide holiday?
Yeah. It's a federal holiday, so Monday, basically everything is closed.
Hell yeah. Actually, I won't ask you. I was going to be like, what do you do? But you don't have to talk about that on stream.
I don't know if it'll show, but Batteries Plus.
Batteries Plus.
A lot of retail sales and work on batteries and phones.
That is a clever name for a company that does work with batteries.
Yeah. We've also got lights and we've got cameras and stuff.
Do you have action, though?
Do we have what?
You said you have lights, you have camera. Do you have action?
No, I do not have that. That's Luke's job.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, this is Sgt Tucker. Sgt Tucker, most of you guys know Tucker from chat, but Sgt Tucker based in the Loveland, Colorado area, and plays out of there. How long you played Lasers for now, dude? When did you start?
So back in 2013, so 11 years now. I think I started Space Marines in 2015.
Rookie.
So
we were talking beforehand. We were like, we've got to stop calling you guys kids because we just refer to like the Loveland as those kids. You guys aren't kids anymore.
To be fair, we do have some kids with us this year.
True.
But, yeah.
Usually when we're talking about you, though, we're talking about yourself, Luke, Josiah, and like, you guys are definitely not kids anymore.
No. I wish.
It's when you're like, I wouldn't know. I'm not a parent, but like when their kids get old enough to like start driving, it's probably when you should stop referring to them as kids. But yeah.
I don't know. I think my mom would disagree with you on that.
Yeah, fair enough. But so you're joining us today. Obviously, you are the tournament director for Laserforce Internationals 2024.
Yes.
How excited are you?
Very much. Most of it's already done now. There are just the last couple of things to make sure get taken care of. Trophies, making sure that they all get in on time, making sure the last of the finals day is all set up, food, things like that. So,
you guys are in the advantageous position of having like a pretty excellent like kitchen in your site. The food's actually awesome.
Pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking tasty.
Yeah, which makes things a little easier.
The captain's vote did not agree with you.
What? Really?
So
what?
we are going to be getting some catering probably.
What for the awards dinner?
Yes.
See,
so-
I understand that. Like, if you're eating center food all week,
yeah.
Let's go.
I understand it. Very love Trump. Thank you very much for the follow. Let's. Fucking nailed that name. So how's planning going, dude?
Not bad. Like I said, we're just waiting on the last of stuff to kind of get finalized. John and Luke are still working on the stream, as far as I'm aware. That's become kind of their responsibility in that regard, and I think they said they were talking with you. I'm not sure where that's at. John also just, obviously had his kids, so I'm kind of not pestering him for a few weeks, giving him some time off.
Yeah.
But it does sound like they were excited about that. Trophies have already been covered. They are actually being sponsored this year, which is really cool. Good. Chris from Laserforce wanted to get that set up, so I've sent him all the details. I'm just waiting for the order to basically process and then get here and double check them all. And then we've got all the windows all sorted out. Bromley's going to be bringing those by. The A team is going to be responsible for making sure they're in and out every day, dependent on kind of if the building's going to be open to the public or if we're doing our Space Marines camp, in which case it won't be. So I got to wait on Jeff to finish that one up. But otherwise, honestly, nothing too stressful at this point anymore.
Have you guys?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how not stressful tournament coordinating is when you are getting like everything done months in advance.
Oh yeah,
it's strange how that tends to reduce the overall stress level around getting things taken care of.
Yeah.
I guess it's
having other people to help also makes it a lot easier.
Huge. Like if you can delegate to a crew and like trust that they're gonna do the good things, and it obviously we've been privy to a little bit of behind the scenes organizing for this Nats, because this Nats has the potential to be one of the best that we've had so far from an outsider's perspective. So anyone wanting to like spectate this year, or like people who aren't super familiar with Space Marines, all that sort of stuff, I think by the sounds of things is going to look like the best that it's ever looked, which is awesome. Like it's such a rad thing for you guys to be able to do, which is it's awesome.
I'm excited. There's a lot in the works that I can't talk about yet. So yeah,
Tucker, you tease.
We'll yeah,
a lot of things that are that are not. And the thing is, the funny thing is, like it's probably things that that we've seen certain conversations on behind the scenes about. They're just not public consumption yet, and we can't make them public consumption until they hit certain thresholds. So yeah.
Please don't tell me things that I'm not supposed to know.
Don't worry, Steve. That's very high on my list of is not telling you things that you don't need to know before you need to know them, because I know you.
I'm the Tom Holland of this bitch. I'll spoil that shit immediately.
I was telling one of my players yesterday, it's like I've got a vault at this point. I just got a bunch of keys.
I was gonna say it's interesting because in the past, actually the way it seems to go every year is whenever there's a tournament, and if it's Nats or like East or West Coast tournaments or whatever, because it takes ages for all the teams to confirm who's actually going or not, it's really hard to finalize or lock down like schedules and shit. But I assume that you've got pretty much the final list of attendees, or are you still waiting on people?
So as far as I'm aware, we've completely locked in now. The last of our wobblers, as I call them, have all dropped or found homes. So everybody has a place. It's all confirmed. I don't know who has tickets or not yet. I've heard a couple of people be like, "I've got my tickets." Wonderful. But so far, it's kind of the same thing of till everybody shows up. It is just rumor. So.
Yeah. Well, guess who just bought his ticket? Not me. I didn't do it.
Fair enough. I can squeeze you in as a 7th.
Yeah. I have made it very clear that if I do manage to find a flight last minute or whatever, I'm basically coming purely to do commentary. I'll be commentary / good vibes GND. That's my job.
We'll sub you in somewhere. We'll get you there.
I struggle in your maze. Your maze killed me last time I played.
You're not the only one.
Yeah. Steve-O, to be fair, I don't think it was the maze. I think it was the altitude.
Column A, column B. I you know what? Anytime with this multi-level maze, I struggle with it, which is a real shame because that's every maze that's not ours or Syracuse. It's multi-level maze.
Well, technically yours is a multi-level maze. You just can't really shoot from the upper level to the lower level.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What I mean. Ramps, yeah, harsh, but like ramps and also having to worry about being shot from above is gnarly.
Yeah,
it's a hard one to tackle.
You can get ambushed coming up.
Yeah.
Make sure you watch yourself.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So things like schedule. Have you guys kind of figured that's the best part though, or getting ambushed? I hate it. Far too unfit for that. Have you guys finished up with a schedule yet, or are you still?
Yes, so it's done. It's been released to all the captains. I think I put it in one of the public chats. I might be wrong.
You did.
One of the big things someone asked if we could do is put to address this now, there are no time slots next to a lot of the games.
That's
that was
more where I was going with that.
Yeah. So the way that Luke and I wanted to do it is we're only going to put a starting time and a projected end time and like dinner breaks basically.
Yeah.
Because I would rather get ahead and just end early for the day with the way that we're going to be playing into the night. Than have everybody just like panicking about a schedule. It's just, hey, we're going to start at this time. This is how long we have. If we get done faster and everyone wants to stay, we can try and get ahead. But I'm sure, as we roll around to that 1 a.m. time zone, people are going to want to go home and sleep more than anything else. So it's more just kind of that. We are predicting, everyone's playing everyone for the first round robin. I don't think there are going to be any like super stupid fast, 2-minute games. I'm not banking on any of that, but we're expecting eliminations to happen. So we gave every game about 18 minutes through the scheduling to get through. Gave everybody, I believe it was an hour for dinner. I've got it pulled up still. Everybody gets 1 hour for dinner. We're doing an off block setup as well. So people will have extra time to kind of gather stuff, sit down, talk if they want to. Even be volunteers for refs if we happen to need some, anything like that. So
when you say off block, do you mean one team won't play for an entire block?
Two teams. So there's
wow.
There's the first block is going to be everyone plays, all 4 teams, and then from that point forward, 6 teams will continue playing, and it'll just rotate through.
Yeah, right.
I understand where you and Luke are going with the timing thing. Mm-hmm. The counter argument that I would have on that is that by putting what the expected times are, it's much easier at a glance to see how far ahead or behind you are. Mm-hmm. Which is, so something that at least I personally find very, very advantageous. That if I can just look and go, okay, this was scheduled at 6:30, it's 5:45, sweet, we're 45 minutes ahead, awesome. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to do any additional math in your head at that point. It just it smooths out those questions that people are going to ask. So that would be my counterpoint for not having the times on there.
Sure. And Luke and I are still kind of going back and forth about it, so it's not completely set right now. We'll see what does end up. The schedule is not going to change, obviously. Just whether or not we do put the official like times and slot everything in. We also, to throw out there, we have a volunteer to be calling games for us Monday and Tuesday. We are super appreciative. Eli, the Rook, his mother has offered to be there not just to support him, but to call games for us to help us, I think, keep on time. That'll be a little better as well. It won't require me or somebody else stepping away to say, okay, these teams are going in. Because then, if I'm in a game or I'm reffing, I can't obviously do that. So hopefully that'll make things go also a little smoother. She'll have like a master copy as well. So if anybody has any questions, hey, who's next? Who's after that kind of stuff, she can kind of answer it as she pens them all out. And hopefully that will help. We're looking for somebody to try to do it Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see what happens. But
real quick shout out to Jellowtown, because she did it for us last year, and oh my gosh, it makes a world of difference. It's massive. So yeah, if you can find someone to do it again, there's a guy who's looking for a plane ticket. So
if there's a guy that finds plane tickets, I've got a job for him.
Yeah, exactly right. Just to add to what Than was saying, and again, I don't want this to smack of like two old dudes like, sitting back in there, the two old guys from the Muppets yelling what you guys should be doing. But the other thing that the Times potentially can like add, and it's all just rough, because if you're ahead of schedule, sweet. If you're behind, whatever. But it's good for spectators as well, following a schedule, because at least then they can be like, well, it's roughly this time. This game is in at the moment. I assume that, so I don't know. There's kind of that stuff as well, but it's all, if you have people on the commentary, that's the sort of stuff they can do. I know some of the graphics that are being sort of played around with, like, involve like a rough play schedule, what games are coming up, that sort of shit. So I don't know. That stuff can be helpful, potentially. I don't know, maybe.
No, I agree. And admittedly, one of the big things that I was like, I can't talk about, I'm not sure what the graphics will look like. I haven't even seen a draft of any of them yet, so it could be whatever gets set up does have that stuff. It could be a lot of things, so I will hopefully find out soon. I've asked John to basically get back with me next week, to give him another week kind of to settle and get used to everything. I think he's still on paternity leave, and so just give him and Emily some time with their kid.
Yeah. Congrats again, by the way, Calkins. Well done, bloody well done. That's cool, man. It's so soon. It's so soon, and it's gonna be very, very, very exciting. I'm only a little bit FOMOing myself. Only a smidge.
I mean, I'll pay for your lunches.
Knows how to get to my heart through my blocked arteries.
Yeah, I mean, August 5th, day one of the tournament. Yeah, I mean, that's by and large, it's not actually that far away.
What, 3 months at a push?
2 months and a week.
2 months.
Over 2 months.
July, August. 3 months. 3 months. June.
2.5 months. It's 2.5 months.
2.5 months. Let's go.
This is the first week of August.
Let's go. You're right. I'm dumb. So I wanted to ask, and not that this is like even a little bit your responsibility or anything, but do you know of any extracurricular activities or any like pre or post tournament stuff?
So we've had a captain's chat talking about stuff. This is actually excellent because I can bring it up here.
Yes.
One of the big things that Luke and I had been talking about is we wanted to do an outing, mostly for the A team, but for any Lovelanders that wanted to come to the Renaissance Fair that is in Colorado at that time. It starts here in about 2 weeks or so, and the last week is literally the Sunday right before Nats.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, the 3rd and 4th are the final 2 days of the Colorado Renaissance Festival. So I was going to see if anybody wants to. It's a cool, fun day event. Probably Saturday, so that way Sunday it's not. It ends at about 6:30. That gives us about 2.5 hours to get back to hotels, eat, if people do want to eat, change, get ready for tag. But I think some people might not want to do that just because a lot of walking, a lot of doing stuff and then coming to play tag. Maybe people will, but Saturday is probably going to be the better day. I don't know of any other events. There have been some talks about going up into Estes. The captain's chat has kind of been, or not the captain's chat. There is a travel chat. There's so many. Has been talking about potentially doing some stuff. There's been some talk of going out just to do some disc golf for those that are interested. So we'll see what happens.
Oh my god, disc golf.
There's nothing set in stone just yet.
You guys should go play disc golf.
Beans really wants to.
Does he? Maybe I should send the trophy over, because the Laserforce Disc Golf Association trophy is sitting on my shelf at the moment. Maybe that should just be me. I'll bring that with. We'll play around. We'll see how we go, brother. So for anyone that is traveling to Colorado, or even for the locals, and I can't stress this enough, try and go out and do as much group activities as you can. If you're staying longer, if you're getting in early, go and do some group activities together, because honestly, last year was one of the cooler Nats experiences that I've had. Was the trip after. It was so awesome. So even for the locals, if you've got the time and the ability to go and like even check out your own backyard, go do it, because it's awesome. And it's such a good vibe with all the travelers and with all the tag players, because we all have this common interest that we love. So
You mean this common psychosis we all share?
Yeah, it's common addiction problem. But yeah, if you can, get amongst it, because I kind of should look into some spots just in case something happens last minute and I'm like, I'm on a plane. But yeah, Ren Fair would be cool though. Have you been before?
Yeah, I do kind of love the Renaissance era, and so I try to go. I didn't get to go a lot the last couple of years, partially due to COVID shutting it down for the most part.
Yeah, shocking how that happens.
Right. I did go with my family last year. I got the last of my costume pieces, so I'm really excited. I'm definitely wanting to go again this year. It's something I kind of just want to make as an annual trip for myself at the very least. And when I mentioned it to Luke that I was looking to go, he immediately was just like, yeah, let's take everybody if they want to go. And so we will see. I would love to go with everybody. I think it'd be a cool day.
Yeah.
Just out and about, just have some fun, eat some turkey legs.
Do you dress up?
You can. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I am going to. I think Sammy Azra is, I believe, planning to come. She dressed up last year with us.
So cool.
My little brother is going to come with me because he doesn't get a choice. And so I know a lot of people do usually dress up. They have a costume shop at the very front. You can buy outfits.
Yeah.
And so
That's pretty normal.
Mm-hmm.
What about the accent? Like, do you do the accent? Is it accent?
No.
Is accent the right word?
I think there are some accents depending on what you're dressing up as. I do not. I don't change my voice for that stuff.
Come hither.
But yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Listen to thine Sgt Tucker, as thou doth cheweth on thine turkey leg.
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it. I want to go to Ren Fair.
Yeah.
It can be a good time, and I've
brother.
I'm not bringing my costuming stuff with me. That would involve bringing more stuff with me, so that's just not happening.
Yeah.
When do you get it?
I get it on Saturday.
Ooh, off the plane right to the Ren Fair, man.
There you go. It's actually a lot
good
closer for the people who fly in on Saturday than it is for any of the Lovelanders, because it's out in Larkspur, which is towards Denver.
It's like an hour from Denver to Loveland, is that right? Thereabouts? 50 minutes?
About.
Yeah. Detour that shit.
Yeah. It's about an hour 30, hour 45 from here to Larkspur. So
Wicked. Oh, that sounds cool. Estes Strip would be rad. We went to Estes last time we were in Colorado, and I very much loved it. It's like that classic movie mountain town. It's nice and charming, and yeah,
quite literally, given that the Shining Hotel is out there. So yeah, definitely a charming mountain town movie scenery.
Yeah, The Shining was very charming.
A lot of talk about going to the Stanley Hotel, so we'll see.
We didn't do it, I don't think, last time. We were in Estes, but we didn't go to there.
No, we ended up in other places just walking around.
Yeah.
When you were out here and we didn't go to the hotel.
Yeah.
I don't remember why we didn't go to the hotel. I think it was just one of those things that we just didn't.
Well, there's a bunch of peeps that went for a walk, and we were like, what the? And because we didn't know. But then I ended up having a bunch of deeper meaningfuls with some of the crew, which was really awesome. So, swings and roundabouts.
The other worry, obviously, is August weather is very unpredictable here. It could be, still fairly decent. It could be really cold. It could be really rainy. We're not really going to know until we get into the thick of it. There's no real predicting it.
Yeah, I guess that was a different vibe too, because we were there right on at the end, or kind of like semi-end of winter, or maybe the dead of winter. When's February?
No.
February dead of winter?
No, we just finished winter. We just finished what is actually winter probably about a month ago. But it is, I think, the end of logistical winter is the end of February, middle of March.
Logistical winter.
Look, when it's still 30 degrees outside, I don't believe you that it's spring. So.
They're like all the baby animals. It's so charming. I'm freezing.
Yeah. No.
Steve-O, when you're out here, we basically, if I remember right, we just dodged the snow. It snowed
both
the day before or some bullshit, and then snowed the day after we left. It was, perfect.
It was
weather,
bluebird the whole time we were there.
And then book ended with bullshit weather. So yeah.
No, I remember a certain DK telling me that he decided to walk out in bare feet, and I was laughing because I was sitting there thinking, didn't it just snow? But
it was real pretty when I was there. I've got very fond memories of Colorado. My one and only time of being there, I was like, this place is awesome. But I'd imagine that we definitely lucked out with the weather, because it was white snow, fresh as but bluebird skies. Yeah, that's the perfect weather, really.
Colorado Springs and Vail are two really big places to kind of check out as well as Estes. Vail if it's winter, but Colorado if it's not, or even if it is winter, it's still really gorgeous up there. So
that was one thing that annoyed me on that last trip was I had the opportunity to potentially go to one of the best ski resorts in the world in Vail, and completely forgot about the fact that I was going to be there in winter. Because anytime I travel for Laserforce to the States, it's always summer. So I'm like, it's going to be warm as... No, winter, bro. Wrong month. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool, though. So how many teams have we got coming?
8. We are officially settled at 8.
Good number.
We do have a couple teams of 7, but
yeah,
8 is where we landed.
And is that 7 because that's traveling players were like, we need a team? Can people house us, or?
So
sucks. It really, really sucks.
Syracuse hosted 7 naturally. Detroit was looking into having a potential 7th. It sounds like sadly that did not pan out. For all the FOMO they gave. And then Loveland A has a 7th. And I think that's actually all now, because I think there were 3 and now there's only 2.
Interesting.
Detroit has 6, St. George has 6, Cedar has 6. Both the Cali teams have 6 right now. B has 6. Yeah, so it's just Loveland A and Syracuse.
Wow. That's awesome. What a turnout. What a great turnout. I can't. Oh my god, I'm so fuck.
Yeah. Shoes on the other goddamn foot now, isn't it, asshole?
I was gonna be like, I'm not gonna get FOMO'd. Only Than gets FOMO'd. No, it's definitely started.
Yeah, no, this is fucking delicious for me right now. It's like just watching your face like transition between like, oh, but maybe I, and then like, no, I shouldn't, but oh, maybe I, no, but I shouldn't. Oh, but yeah, no, this is fucking just chef's kiss for me watching you being like, oh, so much FOMO. Yeah, bitch.
What?
That was my
Yeah,
struggle last game as well. Like, I didn't have the ability to go money wise, but I kept sitting there thinking, well, if I just, stop doing everything but eat ramen and pay my bills, maybe I can squeeze out all the money and then not have any PTO and just work super amounts of overtime. And I was like, no, that's not gonna be healthy, unfortunately. So.
Yeah.
For me, we're going on a wedding, so it's definitely not doable. Although flights aren't too bad. It's like $2,000, 2,300. Not that I'm definitely on the Air New Zealand website having a look at flights.
No, not you.
No,
you would
not
never
me.
do
I
that.
wouldn't do that. That's ridiculous. We're in the middle of a show. Do your job, Steve.
Yeah. We're professionals.
Yeah, we're
You are doing your
professionals.
job. You are doing your job. You're looking at the Air New Zealand website for content.
That's right. You see the little like donation ticker down the bottom, like suddenly pop up. I thought about it, but I can't.
GoFundMe for Steve's promo.
I can't even bear to do that. Like it just seems so terrible.
Wrong.
Yeah.
No.
1,700 return to LA. Ooh, it's not bad. Fuck. I miss the days of like $1,000 return flights to LA. Goodness me, they were heady days. Bloody great days. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good amount of teams. 8 is awesome. Even though 7 is tricky to navigate. Have you guys had teams of 7 before going into Nats or?
As in like 7 teams?
As in played on a team of 7.
Oh, I don't think we've had any in our arena at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if any past ones have, but
I've done it.
first time for everything.
I've done it. It has. There are some things that are advantageous about it, but it also lends itself to potential issues as well. Mm-hmm. So it has its own set of quirks and challenges to work through, and in the wrong combination of people, it can definitely spark some interesting team discussions throughout the week. Let's put it that way.
And I think that's why I'm not too concerned. We've kind of talked about this a lot as our team, so we already kind of understand what the expectations for playing and things like that is, what we're going to do depending on certain outcomes. Like we've had a lot of talks about this, so there shouldn't be any clashing, at least on our team. But
yeah, I think that the only time I recall doing it was actually in Loveland with the Pancakes team, and that wasn't a Nats. That was obviously different. But whoa, goodness me, I forgot that was a thing. Thanks, Master Stormy. I forgot I had said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the whole stream is just derailed because Steve-O forgot that he implemented something for bit donation.
I set that up a long time ago too. That was like being a stripper. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask a question. We were talking about. So yeah, it it was interesting playing with the 7. Like we It's okay if you've got a few people on a team that are like, or even better, your whole team is like, yeah, we understand, like, you know, we need to sit certain games and blah blah blah. For anyone out there that is playing with a team of 7, my advice to you would be have an idea around what your finals lineups will look like, regardless of who you're playing or whatever, just so that there's an expectation. Because everyone's going into a tournament trying to do as best as they can, so that means like going as far into the finals bracket as you can. Have an expectation set. If we make a finals, or if we make the finals, who sits, who's going to sit what games, all that stuff. Make sure everyone's on the same page, because if you mess that up, it can damage relationships. So yeah, make sure you sort that out ahead of time. It's just good. It's good for your relationships to do that. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's good, especially in your arena. For anyone that's not used to playing at altitude, like I really felt it when we played. Like, and I'm not sure if like locals, if you guys notice a difference when you play in other arenas or anything, but yeah.
Really, Malcolm. So what you can't see is Malcolm. Okay,
You definitely see him.
Tail. But yeah, he was basically looking at you, Steve-O, on my second monitor, and was like, decided that apparently he wanted to make, you know, chirpy noises at you. So
Sarcastically, like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that so?
yeah. Oh, real interesting guy.
I don't really. It is noticeable when I go to other arenas. It does feel like I get winded a lot. It's a lot harder for me to get winded.
Yeah.
And I can go. This is weird to say, but it feels like I can go a little quicker. But it's,
when you're used to playing at over 5,000 feet of altitude, and then suddenly like almost everywhere else you're playing is at sea level. I wonder why you might get a slight performance boost at that point.
I've taken off my weighted clothes. I'm doing much better.
No.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome, and it definitely is an unfair advantage. So I don't know. Just putting it out there. Anyone in favor of any Loveland-based teams or like playing at a disadvantage? Maybe you guys have to play in concrete boots. I mean, that could be a go.
Josiah practices with ankle weights on sometimes, so.
What a scumbag. What an absolute scumbag. My knees were like, no. No, thank you. Not my knees.
Yeah, I did for a while. My ankles didn't like that for long. So.
Yeah. I wonder why. So how do you find like the locals build up has been? Like, how you guys finding the build up?
Good. Everyone's really excited. Practice has been getting. We kind of had a chat last night, or not last night, Wednesday night. It feels like last night still. We had a chat Wednesday night where we were like, "Hey guys, from this point forward, it's pretty much there's not really going to be a lot of socials. It's going to be a lot of A scrimmaging B, or B scrimmaging against A or an organized team, or even A scrimmaging against other teams that are with practice in mind." And so we've kind of told everybody, still come. We'll make sure that everybody gets games, but understand that the intensity is going to ramp up now. And everyone seems to have been very, trying to think of the right word, very accepting of that.
Cool.
In terms of amping up, everyone's excited to see everybody. Also, a lot of people have been talking about it. We do also have the Mega Members Night coming up, which is going to be really cool to have everybody out one last time before Nats.
Yeah.
So people are really excited about that.
When's that?
That is the 24th to 26th of June.
Oh, cool. So basically a month.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's rad. And it's rad that you guys, that's essentially a dry run of Nats, right?
Mm-hmm. So 3 days, we'll be able to play from 4 until about 11 o'clock. While the building is open, we'll have to split games with the public. I've been working with one of the managers to make sure that as many of those get blocked out as possible. So that way birthday parties and field trips don't dig into them by accident. Or if they do, they only dig into like 1 or 2 at most. And then when the building closes, until from 9 to 11, it's pretty much starts to run back to back to back as long as we want, and then pack up, go home, do it again the next day. So
Are you guys going to run 10 or 15s for mega members?
So while the building is open, as per our usual, we're always going to run 10s.
Yeah.
Once the building closes, we will run 15s only.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's if no one is in the building, like we did with the last mega members, we'll run 15s until public arrives. So I mean, if it's dead and it's slow, we'll get a bunch of 15s in. If it's pretty jam packed, we'll get 10s until 9 o'clock, pretty much.
How are your like newer players with the 15s? Because you guys almost exclusively play 10-minute Space Marines, right?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, so not even just the newer players. Some of our not Anthony, who's not on either of the Loveland teams, he's with one of the Callies, was like it's hard to adjust to that 15 because the 10s feel like you have to very quickly handle a lot of things, whereas the 15s you can kind of not intentionally let certain things stretch out, but you don't have to rush as much. And it definitely encourages different kinds of gameplay, and I think our kids have felt it too, where they're like, man, it feels a lot longer, especially if we're trying to like survive.
Yeah,
it feels like the clock is just going slow-mo the whole game.
Yeah, five extra minutes is
massive.
a long time.
Yeah,
and yeah, the gameplay implications. I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum during various shows in the past around, like, yeah, there are certain things that you can let breathe a little more in a 15-minute game because you've got the extra time. I mean, but there are certain advantages to also being used to a 10-minute game. I mean, if you can consistently eliminate the other team in a 10-minute game, I mean, that translates. The problem is that if you're used to that time frame and you get countered and it pushes beyond the 10 minutes, like, you know, that I think we've discussed it various times, like that's always been a Loveland weakness, is that if Loveland gets countered and if you force them into a longer game, they're not as strong in the end game for that reason. It's just lack of game time or lack of games at a 15-minute game. And you know, it has nothing necessarily to do with the talent level in Loveland, because I think we can all acknowledge at this point that Loveland has a really good talent base. I think we've all acknowledged that at this point. It's just because you don't have the familiarity with that extra 33% of the game, it can make things a little sloppy as far as that goes.
No, our scouts were kind of joking a couple weeks ago. They were like, man, you know, I was coming back for doubles. I got 2-3 of them. And then all of a sudden I heard 60 seconds. And I was like, well, I didn't need this much now.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking. We were like, well, it doesn't matter, because if it was a 15, that's good.
Yeah.
Right. So it's better to have that habit ingrained now if we think we need it. So we've been working on that.
That's good. Yeah, that is a big thing actually, is trying to, you might take 1 or 2 less doubles in a 10-minute, because you're like, well, game's gonna run out soon. But yeah, if you do that in a 15 and you know, you get a couple nukes drop and your resupply die out or whatever, then yeah, it can sort of mess with the rhythm. But I think you guys would be good. It's potentially not as big of an issue as one might think. Like, it's an issue, but like, I think you guys will be all right.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would say it's a game-breaking issue for you guys. Yeah. It's just something that, you know, again, has been noted as an overall Loveland weakness in the past, is you force them past 10 minutes and things get sloppy because you guys aren't used to playing in that space.
Granted, that might
And-
be like an outdated look as well, you know, as your
And-
player base
and-
has gotten far more games under their belts, and you know.
Yeah. Well, and I am sure, I'm 100% sure that all of them will be happy to disabuse me of that notion in both a month and in 2.5 months. So
How's this for weakness, old man?
yeah, no. Hey, like I think I think I have a pretty good track record of like when I've been proven wrong on something, like coming back on the show and being like, "Yep, I was wrong about X, Y, Z."
Yeah.
So and let's also be very clear. Like I am quite happy to be I'm quite happy to remove that particular like scouting note from Loveland. If we get into the Nats and these members nights and something like that's like, oh, you guys are actually comfortable in essentially the late game end game stage. Cool. Like I'm quite happy to revise a scouting report and go, yeah, no, this is no longer an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But historical data suggests it's an issue.
And
Again,
I think,
please prove me wrong.
yeah, I think it also helps that the level of skill at Loveland has increased to a degree where, our B team feels strong enough to at least make us work for things. And we've joked that they're like little cockroaches sometimes, that we just have to kind of just hunt them all down one by one.
Yeah.
And it makes it really frustrating to play against them sometimes because they are very good at being very
sneaky,
very organized but disorganized at the same time, and it works very well for them. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how they do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truth be told, I'm more excited to see them play than you guys.
No, yeah.
Mostly,
I don't know.
But that is strictly because like I've seen you guys. I have a pretty good idea of what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to be very fast and fucking steamroll people. Like that's what's going to happen. You guys have so much speed and talent on your team. I have a rough idea of what's going to happen. I have a rough idea that our games against you are probably going to be painful and not in the ways that I want them to be painful. I want it to be painful on you guys, but that's potentially not going to happen. But I'm so interested to see how your B team has developed over the last year. Because playing the couple of games that I played with them, it's been like 6 months ago or whatever it was, when they were first kind of being together, and seeing how that went, and then seeing the last time I was out and like, okay, yeah, there was definitely a step up. Yeah, it's fun to watch new players get better. Is it painful when those new players then, beat the hell out of me? Yes. But that is just kind
You're
of
used to that by now.
One, fuck you. But also, yes. That's one of those things that does happen. You get older, new players come in, they get better, they eventually beat you. And it's like, well, that sucks. But it's a thing. It's fine.
And admittedly, I've joked I have a bit of bias in my source of pride because I'm seeing my younger brother work to help lead a team, and
awesome.
Not only that, we were discussing at our last meetup that our entire B team is also rookies. None of them have played in the Nats.
Wow.
Azra's played in the Utah tournament, trios and duos. Strikva, my brother, has played in the duos and trios. Judoku has played in the duos, trios, and the Utah one. So there's not really been, Nats experience for them. Bradley's brand new, Eli's brand new, and Pollux has been around but has never really participated in the tournaments. And so it's exciting to see all of them coming together and, in essence, get ready to put their best foot forward.
Yeah, the fact that they do have some tournament experience is good, and that will definitely serve them. But Nat's pressure is different than a duos, trios, West Coast pressure. Like it's night and day difference. But again, like I'm very excited to see how they do. I am also very excited to see what you guys do in your own maze. You know, there's definitely been a history of underperform that I feel like this year you guys are poised to break out of, and that is also very exciting to see. I'm super excited to see what Cedar does, just because. I'm excited to see I'm just excited to see what everybody does, because looking at the teams, like, sure, there's some rosters you can look at and go, okay, that team's a little weaker, but I don't think there's any roster that you can look at and go, okay, yeah, this game's a gimme, or that this match is a gimme. Which, I mean, nothing is ever a gimme, because that's why we play the damn game. But you all understand what I mean. You can generally look at a roster and go, okay, talent wise, we shouldn't have any problems with this. There's really nothing like that for this tournament coming up, which is pretty freaking great.
No, Luke and I were talking about how excited we were because there's no games where it's just a free win, like you said. It's every team is going to make you work for it in a different way, is the way we kind of phrased it. And yeah, there are games, we should win this one, right? But we still need to work at it. We can't just, go in there half-assed and win the game still because we're just that much better. There is a lot of mixed talent all around through all of the teams. And I think saying anyone is a free game is kind of just trolling, honestly.
Which is why I think, so for your B team, they should have that kind of in the forefront of their mind, and not get too down if they do lose some games early in the week, because they've got a week to gel, and you have to use that time to actually get into a rhythm. But I understand that, like, the competition is seemingly this coming up tournament is so much closer. Like, there's no gaps, right? Like you said, there's no like guaranteed wins. So there's no feeder teams. So everyone's going to have to actually work for their points, which is awesome, because it's going to bring out the best in all the teams, which is going to make for some excellent watching, some excellent spectating.
And some excellent commentating for when you show up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you can high five and do interviews with people.
I mean, that's my perfect job. High fiving and talking to people.
Look pretty in front of the camera,
That's
stroke
right.
the beard, talk to people. Yeah.
I was this close to shaving it off yesterday. It's still not safe. I'm
Don't
thinking
do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I gotta remember what under there looks like so I can never do it again.
Give yourself the one. Get a photo afterwards. Be
Like this.
Permanent reminder.
This one. I've kept it because I want to do another Resupply charity stream at some stage soon, and I always like putting that up as a punishment. So we'll see what happens. I might have enough time to shave it off and grow it back, because I don't think we'll do that stream for a little while.
Fair enough.
Well, I know there are a lot of people excited about this year's tournament. I know that there's actually that the sentiment across Australasia is pretty gutted that we don't have any representation going. I think if it was in another year, like, we'd probably have representation from New Zealand going, because the new batch of players that we've got are really excited about playing. I don't know about Brisbane. I have a feeling they might be in the same position. But yeah, I was contacted by one of the by a player in the UK earlier in the week, just asking around, if we've ever thought about taking or promoting tournaments over there. And I was like, well, yeah, there's been discussions about it and stuff. So there is definitely an appetite for wider competition. I said, and we won't get too deep into it on this podcast, but I basically said the reason why that hasn't happened is because of the non-unified rule set that we have for Space Marines 5. But yeah, I don't know. It's a shame, but it is what it is. But this tournament's going to be great. Really, really cool. Is there any final things you kind of want to bring up about it before we skedaddle? Or Than, have you got any other questions or comments you want to make?
Nah, I'm excited for extended members night. I'm excited for Nats.
You guys should.
Both on.
So is DK going to the extended members night?
Yes.
That is my understanding. Yeah.
Can you guys do a game where you're both in the resupply and do a play-by-play commentary as the resupply, like record it? I would love to see that. That's one of my kind of not bucket list things, but I want to have that happen at some point in a long form content, because I've recorded very briefly some commentary during a game when I was in Brisbane last, but I would love to see you guys do it. It'd be really fun.
I feel like we could probably talk to Luke.
Mm-hmm.
We could probably both get GoPros on, and I feel like that's a thing that we could potentially make happen.
If you guys record
that's
it,
a Luke conversation.
Yeah, maybe. Like if you guys could record it, and if Luke doesn't want to, I can cut a video. But I'm sure Luke will want to do that. So, yeah, it's Laserforce mic'd up. That's where we need to be.
Josiah runs back into the resupplies. How's the game going, Josiah?
Can't talk. Fucking him up. But yeah, like that sort of shit. I would love to hear. And it maybe it's a little harder to do at Nats because you know the mood is always a little more serious. But
A little bit.
I don't know.
Extended members. I feel like this is something we could attempt to make happen whilst we're there. I think it'd be funny.
It'd be so good. I'd love it. Yeah. Anything else that you want to add, Tucker?
No, just like I've said, trying to still figure out the last of the travel plans. So once we have that, we'll put more stuff up about, here are some events to go to. There's been talk about lunch on Wednesday for everybody before finals lunch on Friday. So we'll see what's going on.
Hell yeah. Good bloody job on your organizing so far. I know having both of us having done it before. It's not an easy job, but it's always good when you when you've got a good team of people around you, and it seems like you guys are all working in unison to make sure that this tournament is one of the best ones. Yeah, that's awesome. Right, Than, should we get out of here, mate? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, we good. We should get out of here.
We good. Tucker, you can help us out with this, but you've seen it before.
Yes.
Coming up this week, we've got hopefully some more just fun time shenanigans. We'll be back with Crafty Cuts and Thunderdome Thursday. Although I think this week we're gonna maybe look at doing a Broforce. We'll see.
Nice.
If we can get us all in the same place, we'll do some group streams. And then hopefully we'll be back with another episode of the Resupply next week. But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
Oh, I thought that would go next. I've been Sgt Tucker.
And I've been Than.
I thought I was on the same page as you, Tucker. That's on. I blame Than.
That's fine. Blame me. It's fine.
Don't worry.
I'm
We'll edit it on post. Right. Take two. Ready for take two?
Do it live.
For this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been Than.
And I've been Sgt Tucker.
Oh, nailed it. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you next week. Ka kite anō. Oh, I fucked. Where's the button? There.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. All these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I've been throwing daggers in my dreams. If they seem to hit their target, it's harder than it seems. 'Cause you don't know what I know. And you don't feel the way I feel. In all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could kill. I'm a well-known stranger, walking my own path. Gave up all my mysteries just to get a laugh. You keep me hanging on so tight. Sometimes I just have to wonder, do you know wrong from right? 'Cause you don't know what I know. But you don't feel the way I feel. In all these places I wanna go makes me wonder if my looks could